so the poster, they're like sitting there all sad. I just assumed, based on the plot of this movie, that's because like their son had just died.
Yeah.
But no, that's when the bird died. They made a poster out of them being sad about a bird.
It was a very important bird. Okay?
Well, that was a movie.
Hello and welcome back to First Thoughts. I'm Simon, this is Justin, and today we're not cold at all, and we're giving our first thoughts on Hamnet, which if you haven't heard about it, you don't know what that is. It is a historical fiction film. I want to make that clear. This is not supposed to be based on a true story exactly. It's inspired by a true story, but it is not true. That is about William Shakespeare and his wife, who most people refer to as Anne Hathaway, but apparently, technically, the name is more correctly pronounced Agnes. I think it was Agnes. Okay, so it's about them. They have some kids. One of them is named Hamnet. He dies as a child, and that inspired Shakespeare supposedly to write Hamlet, because Hamlet and Hamnet are also the same name. They're just different interpretations of the same name. So this movie's about essentially guessing what that time of their life was like. Anyway, and it's co-written and directed by Chloe Zhao, who is a Oscar-winning director. Her film Nomadland, which she won Best Director for, also won Best Feature at the Oscars. So she has 2 Oscars under her belt, and starring Jessie Buckley as Anne Hathaway, I'm just going to call her Anne, and Paul Mescal as William Shakespeare. Now, Jessie Buckley, I haven't seen her in a lot, but I always like her when I see her. And this movie, it's going to be talked about award season. This movie's made for awards, and I'm sure it will get multiple nominations. And Jessie Buckley, I'm sure, is going to get a push for an Oscar nomination. And I wouldn't be mad to see her get nominated. I don't think she's going to win anything, but I think she stands a good chance to get nominated. But also, I want to point out the kids in this. Jacoby Jupe plays Hamnet, Olivia Linz plays Judith, and Bodhi Ray Brethnach plays Susanna, which are their 3 kids. And I am always so critical of child actors, but they nailed it. I thought they were great. So yeah, like I said, this is an Oscar kind of movie. It's not your kind of movie. How did you feel about it? Because I heard some reactions from you.
Listen, I never heard of this movie until you bought the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And then I read the description.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, damn, really?
Mm-hmm.
That does sound like a hit movie.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? For about half the movie, I went, this is better than I expected. I mean, it was getting great reviews. I mean,
Yeah,
I figured
it's
it
like
was
an
gonna be
82% on Metacritic and
Yeah,
8.1 on
I figured it was
IMDb.
well acted, well shot, well written,
Directed.
but would I care at all?
Right.
And I at least walked away enjoying it. I really liked the second half.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. So you like the second half more than you like the first half?
Yes, and the
Interesting,
first half
okay.
wasn't terrible at all. It just,
I like the first half more, I think, actually.
I mean, I did read the description ahead of time, so I did know what I was getting into. I did not expect how much build-up to that event we would have.
Yeah.
And that was interesting to see. At other times, it kind of felt your very standard.
Period piece drama.
Yeah.
A little bit melodramatic at times, I'll give you, also, because I heard you snickering at a couple of lines. But for the most part, I agree. I think you said this. The acting was great for the most part.
I knew it would be going in, and
Yeah.
it definitely was.
And the directing is phenomenal. So, okay, Nomadland was the movie Chloe Zhao directed that won Best Feature and won her Best Director, and I was not a fan of that movie. She also did Eternals, which I didn't see because Marvel.
Oh, okay. I saw
But
that.
a lot of people were like, why are you trying to make the MCU artsy? And she said, fine, I give up. And she went back to making her artsy movies by herself.
That's fair.
Good
That's fair.
choice. But so I wanted this to be good, and I figured it could be, but I didn't know, because the only other movie I'd seen by her so far I didn't like. But the directing was, to me, the best part. I mean, the cast was good. I thought most of the writing was good. We'll get into the parts I didn't like later. But like I also said, by the way, going back to acting real quick, the kids blew me away. I hate child actors, and especially Hamnet. He was phenomenal. I loved him.
Yeah, Hamnet was pretty good.
But the directing, and maybe it was the editing too, but like there wasn't a lot of editing, which is a sign of great directing, where it's just like they're just like, here's a shot, and we're just going to act for 5 minutes. I'm like, holy hell. You know, you've got a lot of trust in your actors to get through this scene and not need any cuts. And they did that constantly. And so I really, really appreciated that. I thought the directing was phenomenal. So new fan, Chloe, great work. But yeah, the cast also deserves props for that because it's hard. I mean, it's kind of almost theatrical in a way, or it takes you back to like how movies used to be when we weren't constantly cutting 20 times every second, you know. So this movie doesn't do that and really lets the scene breathe.
If we don't cut 20 times a second, how do we get Shakespeare over that fence? Come on.
Nobody's gonna understand what you mean.
Everybody's gonna understand. 20 cuts, guy jumping over a fence. Come on.
Nobody's gonna get that.
Everybody.
It took me a very long second to figure out what you meant. Nobody else is gonna get that.
It's perfect. It speaks to the masses.
How much did your heart drop when I was just staring at you blankly like, what?
I thought you'd get it quicker. I don't expect myself.
I was like, what did you just say? Okay, for the most part, really, really enjoyed this movie, even though I would agree with you that it's not necessarily like a mean movie. Like, I'm not a huge period piece guy.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge... I mean, I don't mind talky dramas, but like... I didn't think I would care too much about a fake story about Shakespeare, I'll be honest.
That probably did help me because I didn't know. I never looked up how true or not it was.
Right.
I didn't really think it was very true.
Right.
It could have been. I figured, oh, his son died.
Mm-hmm.
We know that as a historical fact,
Which
I guess.
we do, yeah.
And so we've now invented a story too.
Yep.
And maybe that relates, or maybe it was inspiration in some way. Because the naming was the same, kind of made me think, oh, maybe there is something to that. But it just, I don't know, I didn't totally believe it. And now looking it up afterwards, realizing it's just a fictionalized story of what if, or maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure it was because Shakespeare wrote tragedies and comedies. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to start switching from comedy to tragedy now because I'm upset. But I wouldn't be shocked if your kid dies and so you write a tragedy and name a character after him. Yeah. That's totally believable. But, like, as far as, like, well, him dying inspired the story, I'm like, how? Because if you know the story, there's no real correlation.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember it because I mean, I haven't read Hamlet or seen the film in almost 15 years.
Which film? The Brana?
Yeah.
Sure. Me neither.
So, like, I was trying to remember the story, and I'm like, it didn't feel like it was totally meshing.
It's funny how much this movie also assumes, by the way, that you know who Shakespeare is, which you should. But his whole career is just like, so he's a tanner, and then he goes to London to get some more leather work, and then he gets a job making gloves for this acting troupe, and then the next time we see them, he's writing for this acting troupe, and the next time we see him, he's a well-known writer for an acting troupe. I'm like, what? He really escalated and we never heard anything about it.
It was over there. We were in the countryside or wherever the hell we were.
Well, that does bring me to my biggest issue with the writing in that, and I don't want to get too spoilery yet, but the character of Anne Hathaway is just so poorly written, her character in the second half at least, where she just makes some really dumb decisions and assumptions that just confuse the hell out of me. And so I guess the one argument you could say for the lack of updates on Shakespeare's life and career is that that's how little she's paying attention to him. Maybe. Because other than that, it just, it doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, I'm just, good old Anne Hathaway, my favorite princess.
And a solid Catwoman.
Honestly, I didn't love her Catwoman. I love Anne Hathaway, didn't like the Catwoman. That's not her fault, though. That's Nolan's fault. Nolan does not know how to make anything or anyone sexy. So he just bleeds all sexiness out of Catwoman. He really does.
She doesn't have the greatest competition to go up against. It's not working in her favor. We got Zoe Kravitz, right?
Hot.
And we got
Michelle
Halle Berry, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Hot.
Now, the 60s
Hey.
ones, they were in some weird-ass costumes, so we can ignore them.
Okay, that doesn't make them any less hot.
I'm not saying that, but I'm probably a bit dumbed down at times in some of those costumes back then.
Yeah.
Versus, 2003 Halle Berry Catwoman costume.
I'm forgetting her name, but you know that's Yzma from Emperor's New Groove?
Oh, wait, from back then?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
She's also she sang the original Santa Baby.
Okay, then.
She was a sex symbol, Justin. Don't you dare disrespect the woman I cannot remember
I'm
the
not
name
trying
of.
to say she's not.
Eartha Kitt.
I'm
Eartha
trying to
Kitt.
say they might have been a bit dumbed down in those 1960s superhero costumes.
See, it's funny though, because I didn't really grow up on the Adam West show. I grew up on the Adam West movie, and
Oh,
she
same.
was recast by then. She was
Yeah.
the white one by then.
Yeah, I grew up on the movie as well, and then later, eventually when we had cable and
Yeah.
DVR, I was able to record the entirety of the show from like IFC or whatever, and
Yeah.
watched it all, and then bought
Great
the box
show.
set. Oh,
Great
fucking
show.
love it.
But anyway, no, Anne Hathaway is hot though.
I'm not
That's the
saying she's
thing.
not.
She's
She's
hot in like everything she's in except for The Dark Knight Rises. It's astounding. Also, Talia al Ghul is supposed to be hot too.
Yeah.
He took like 2 of the top 4 hottest characters in Batman and made them non-factors. Just Nolan, I'll never forgive you for that.
He doesn't want to distract from the movie.
Yeah, and he eliminated Harley Quinn entirely and then never touched Poison Ivy. So it's just like, he's allergic to sexiness. It's fine. Anyway, we should talk about the Hamnet movie.
Nah.
And we should get into spoilers because I really want, okay, before we do, I will repeat. I really, really enjoyed almost everything about this movie, except for the character of Anne Hathaway kind of deteriorated around the 3rd act to me, and she became really frustratingly annoying and stupid. To me, everything else I enjoyed, other than occasionally babies being born without umbilical cords, kind of triggered me. There's a lot of stuff where they just don't give a shit. But for the most part,
You had to move on that particular scene.
just get out of here. There's certainly, like I said, this movie is going to be an Oscar-buzzed movie.
Yeah.
And I get why, but to me there are certain things keeping it from being a best film, a best feature nominee to me. I think sure you could get some like best director cred or best actress cred maybe, but for me the movie was just very good. I wouldn't say it was great or anything. I would give it a 7, I think.
I'm right around that ballpark too.
Yeah.
For me, I enjoyed the second half more than the first half, but I did enjoy the first half. As for the movie itself, though, like, would I have seen this without you buying the ticket? I would have never heard of it.
No.
Will I ever see this movie again? Probably not.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too, honestly. The seeing it again thing. Because I enjoyed it, and I enjoy the craftsmanship, and I appreciate it. But, yeah, it wasn't good enough to overcome my lack of interest in the subject matter. And I know that's a completely subjective thing, which is why I'm still giving it a positive rating, because I think it was well made. But yeah, I think it was, as good as it was, I still think it was kind of forgettable in some ways. Like, I mean, I've seen a lot of movies like this, the mother spurned kind of thing, where, a child dies and she screams. I've seen so many of those movies.
Yeah.
So,
Even the one line she's hitting him with when Hamnet dies.
yeah.
I've seen that exact line.
Right. So
multiple times.
The one thing that makes this different is that it's Shakespeare. But it's like, did it have to be Shakespeare? No. So
Just because of the play.
yeah. So that's interesting, I guess. But yeah. So overall, I would say it's a very well made movie, and it's good, but not great for me. So yeah, I think 7's where we're gonna go. So that's what we had to think. We are going to get into spoilers now. So if you don't want anything spoiled, you should click away, go watch it, come back, and we can talk about it then. But don't forget to like, share, follow, subscribe, and follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Thanks, guys. Bye. YouTube Shorts, but if you're subscribed, you already So yeah, no, okay. Immediately following Hamnet's death, Shakespeare is not home for it. He's trying to get home from London.
Right.
And what he is aware of is that Judith is sick with the plague, or pestilence, as they call it, dying. So he's like, I need to get back there in time to make sure I see her before she dies. So when he gets home, there's actually a really good moment where he's super stoked because he's like, oh my God, she's healthy. Thank God, I made it. And then he's like, who's that? And it's Hamnet dead.
Yeah.
And I was like, that moment kind of knocked my socks off a little bit. But that was when the movie took a turn, because up until this point, I loved everything about the movie. I thought it was great. And then I guess you could go with the argument that she's not thinking logically because she's grieving, but none of the thought process shown or said by Anne from that point on made any sense to me at all. She's like, you should have been here, you should have been here. You were the one told him to go to London.
Yeah, no, I just chalked that up to grieving mother.
Hysterics,
Yeah.
I guess. But, like, I don't... It just sounds sexist to say.
Not even that you were away. It's just you weren't there while he was dying in pain.
And then he's like, I gotta go back to work. She gets upset about that, which is understandable.
Totally fair.
And then
it's like it made it seem like it's like the next day. Like I just showed up and oh shit, we got a play to put on. Right. I gotta go now. Yeah. Sorry I didn't make it.
So then she's pissed about that, but then her stepmother comes and goes like, hey, I heard your husband's all successful now. Also, his dad died. Sorry about that. And she's like, yeah, he's off doing his stupid comedy. And she's like, no, he's not. He's doing Hamlet. And she's pissed immediately about the thought of there being a play about Hamlet.
Right.
And I'm like, why are you pissed about that? He's an artist. He writes about shit.
Yeah, I could see some of that. He could still write about his own situation in his life and not have to use his son's exact name there. I can totally see someone being stupid. Mad about that.
To me, that's really stupid.
It's emotional. It's
women.
It didn't have to be that way, but
it's ironic to me that this movie is directed and written by two women, and they make the woman so hysterical. And I'm like, if this was a guy who wrote this, I'd be like, man, this was sexist. But it's the women going like, man, women are crazy. I'm like, chill.
Grief drives women crazy.
Yeah, we already got Jennifer Lawrence's titties telling us that. Anyway. But anyway, so then she goes with her brother to see the play and just starts shouting, like, stop saying my son's name, which was just like,
yeah, that wasn't my favorite part.
All right, you need to go into an institute at this point if this is how you're reacting.
I swear to God, I thought at one point he was going to put her on. Shut up for a minute. I'm trying to see what's going on here.
And she's just absolutely insane. But then she gets won over because the play's so damn good that she's like, all right, this pays good respects to him. I'm not upset about it anymore.
Hamlet walked out, and I don't know if they got the kid actor first or the Hamlet actor first. But I honestly kind of looked like an older version of the kid to me. A little bit.
Sure. Okay. Whatever.
That's why
I didn't think that at all, but sure.
I thought
not all white people look the same, Justin.
Listen. Not all of you. Okay. Being half white myself. Not all of you.
You can tell half of us apart.
Yeah. But listen. That half of him looked kind of similar. But no, I figured that was it. The name, the character.
Sure.
Sort of potentially seeing her son come on stage out of the woods or whatever.
Yeah, I liked that. I liked when this movie got artsy was when it was my favorite.
Yeah.
Like, so as he's dying, he's behind a black curtain, and I was like, that's cool. And then there's several other pieces of imagery like that surrounding the death that I really enjoyed. And then, yeah, he comes back onto the stage to kind of be like, see, it is me. It is all about me, even though I don't think it is, but that's fine. And so I'm like, okay, cool. I thought she was going to be upset that everybody died in the story, but she wasn't at all. She liked that aspect, I guess.
Yeah. See, that's where like, as much as I really like from where he's dying and on.
Yeah. You're just like, kill
it's
this
hard,
kid.
It's hard to connect his exact life and stuff with the play, just not remembering it all.
It's not a connection. It's just he used the name because, and I thought they were going to lean into this more, the kid, according to this, I don't know, but the kid wanted to be an actor and wanted to do sword fights on stage, so he wrote a sword fight for him. I thought it was going to be the same one they rehearsed. It wasn't.
No.
That was a missed opportunity.
Yeah, it was odd with the, I mean, I guess the original play probably had the dual wielding as well, but I didn't, I expected to see
the same
at least some of the same moves.
Jab, jab, jab.
Yeah. And then twist here. And then,
was
spin your blade now.
I just love how he goes, all right, now parry. And then his son goes on the offensive. I'm like, son, do you know what a parry is?
Hey, it's fine. The audience is at home. Well, actually, a lot of people play video games. a lot of people at home might not. If they don't fence or play video games.
But anyway, it's not a genuine issue with the movie because it's a character flaw. So, going back to Anne. And so therefore I can't critique the movie because of that, but certainly it did make me enjoy the movie less.
I felt like most of it made sense and didn't really affect my viewing of the movie, except for her kind of call-outs at the beginning of the play that were kind of cringy.
Yes.
They
Cringy is the best way to do it. You just kind of hide in your chair a little bit during a couple of those lines.
It's just everyone's shushing her. I thought somebody was going to grab her or something. It's like, lady, shut the fuck up.
I was happy to see the way Shakespeare was portrayed in this, though, because, so many people have this warped opinion of Shakespeare because it's considered such, high art now, but Shakespeare was just, the popular thing at the time. So it'd be like Marvel movies now. It's just the most popular thing. Doesn't mean it was high art. For the time, it wasn't. It was good, and it was successful, but it wasn't everybody's here's posh. Let's go to a Shakespeare play, shall we? And so it was fun to see it in this, sure, there was some rich people there, but it was mostly just these people down in the dirt watching, and I was like, that's accurate at least.
Hey, that's, if I remember correctly, isn't that the style? That if you're down in the pit, you're the poor people, and if you're up in the stands, you're the rich. Yeah. Everybody standing in those the outer ring, they started to look a bit better there, nicer outfits.
Yeah,
couple
you
of
don't want to be
caps
standing
there.
in the mud.
Yeah.
So I did enjoy it. I thought the acting, like I keep saying, was very good. I am curious if anything is remotely true because they turned Anne Hathaway into a witch.
Yeah, that was interesting. I don't know literally anything about her besides I knew the name, but
and she's not great as Catwoman.
Yeah,
but great in Princess Diaries 1.
That was good.
And 2. And there's a lot of stuff with the kids too, where so they say now I think they give you an out of understanding how this really works, but so Judith is the one who's sick initially, and then Hamnet goes to lay in bed with her, and they're breathing in each other's faces. I'm
literally
and you're
swapping
getting
the plague.
sick right now. Okay,
Yep.
Cool. But he's telling Death right then and there, take me instead. And they have this bit about oh, we dress up like each other. Nobody can tell us apart, even though everybody can. And so he's well, maybe Death won't be able to tell us apart, so he'll take me instead. It's that's all cute and that's all fun, and I like the writing, but it's did anybody actually say that?
Yeah, that it's moments like that where I'm okay, I guess his son died of the plague, and the rest of this is just some story we're telling to...
Yeah, it's like Titanic.
Yeah.
We're just making shit up, but it's fun, it's entertaining, and I'm fine with that. It's what I dislike is when people are pretending something's true and then it's just not. That annoys me much more than when it's okay, this is loosely based on some things that did happen, and we're filling in some fun fan fiction here.
Yeah.
And that's what this is, and so I'm fine with it. I wonder if any of it is true.
Having been made to read a small collection of Shakespeare's most prominent plays 15 years ago in middle school and high school, I had to read Macbeth twice. I immediately thought of The Witches.
You were 15 in middle school?
Middle school and high school, I said.
You got held back a little bit.
Listen, I was young for my grades, okay? I was always either the youngest or then in high school, the third youngest kid in my grade.
You know what surprised me that I didn't hate it and I actually liked it was Shakespeare at a certain point becomes suicidal after his son dying. And we don't get to see a lot of it, but he's considering killing himself and he walks to the edge of this pier.
Yeah.
And then he starts saying the dialogue from when Hamlet is suicidal. And once again, I'm I'm sure that didn't happen at all. And it's cheesy when you say it to be and then Shakespeare started. It's the same thing with all the biopics, right? Boom, boom, clap. We're doing that,
Oh, God, yeah.
But the fact that I enjoyed it is that's good directing and acting then, because I was I should hate this, but I don't right now,
I didn't hate it, but I didn't think that deep about it, but I was oh, that's kind of convenient to be or not to be.
Or not to be.
And then seeing that speech given twice, it was interesting because I actually performed that in 7th grade, I think.
Mm.
And
Was that when you were 22?
Yeah, exactly. 35 years ago. I'm real. That was just screwing up my entire timeline. Now, just all impossible numbers. 36 and a half years ago. So, And I'm realizing I understood nothing of it. I had none of the right emotion at all. But you know what? I
Well,
was
most
like
people
12,
don't.
13.
Most of the time when you see Shakespeare done, and I shouldn't say most of the time, but like for us growing up,
Yeah.
when we would see Shakespeare, whether it was like in Clark Park or, you know, a local troupe doing it at like the library or something, which I saw, it's like they're not good actors. And so that's the reason why I think most people hate Shakespeare is, and I shouldn't say most, but a lot of people do. And if you do, it's probably because, one, you had to read it, and Shakespeare's not meant to be read, it's meant to be watched. And two, the actors who did it weren't good.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You had some performances. I had the one movie.
Yeah.
And maybe there's some other movies. Maybe we watched those. But like, I've never seen anyone perform Shakespeare besides
Oh, really?
the other middle schoolers.
Wow.
And
Yeah, no, I grew up...
the movie. We read the books. That was our introduction to Shakespeare.
Correction, you read the plays.
We read the plays. My bad.
I saw a lot of Shakespeare growing up, and I didn't think I liked it because most of it was really poorly done. But Shakespeare, when it's done right, is very, very good. Controversial opinion. Hot take. But, like, I mean, when you see the right actor, like Orson Welles' Falstaff, it blows your mind. Because the dialogue, as long as you are, you know, saying it correctly and giving it, like, emoting at the right times and pausing at the right times, you know, like, when middle schoolers or a bad actor do it, they're just like, to be or not to be, that is the question. And it's like, dude is thinking about if he should kill himself or not, you know?
I did not get that. I was just worried about remembering my lines.
And so, hold on, there is, I always unjustly maybe compare any delivery now to Andrew Scott.
Or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them. To die.
Like, just, when have you ever seen somebody deliver it like they're coming up with what to say next? You know, every time somebody does Shakespeare, they're like, and here's my monologue, and I'm saying this, and then I'm saying that. He's like, so this, or how about this? And it's just like, I know it's like, because that's acting 101. But when people do Shakespeare, and I say people, because we've never seen the Royal British Theatre do it, sorry. When we see people do Shakespeare, they're doing it so shitty, but like, it is so phenomenal when you've got a good actor and a good director involved. So, even though we don't see a lot of like great Shakespeare in this, it's kind of just a couple of bastardized moments from Hamlet. It's still, even in those few glimpses, I'm like, it made me go like, one, I want to see more Shakespeare right now, and two, I want like a Shakespeare biopic, because this movie is about Anne Hathaway much more than it is about Shakespeare.
Yeah.
And so I was like, this whole time I'm going like, I would love to see his actual story, not some, you know, fanfic about Anne Hathaway, you know. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, follow, subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye. We did like the movie, I swear. We did.
We said that a few times.
I know. I'll just edit around the bullshit.